Hail and matches adventures, welcome to the world of Baldurs Gate 3. It's me, the Spud King, and I welcome you to my war domain Cleric build. So let's go. For today's race I picked half orc because he's cool, he's just looking cool, and basically Cleric of war domain got everything he needs from his weapon, armor proficiency, and you can pick whatever race you like. I like orcs for some dark vision, for being able to die twice, and savage attacks, always funny stuff, always funny and cool stuff, why not? To have additional chance to increase our damage when we critical strike someone. But in Baldur's Gate 3, in my opinion, you can pick basically any race you like, because races don't have these bonus to abilities, so pick whatever war cleric you think is more cool. I think dwarves is cool too, or maybe some dragonborn could look like nicely. So let's talk about our build. Of course, our subclass is war domain, and it comes with nice spells with Divine Favor, which will give additional 1d4 damage to our weapon for 3 turns, and Shield of Faith, my favorite concentration spells for first level because it increases our armor class by 2, and that's big increasement on early level. So, subclass feature, War Priest. When we're making unarmed or weapon attack, we can spend War Priest charge to make additional attack as bonus action. That's big. That's only one class who can do 2 attacks on level 1. That's really big stuff. Then you can pick your deity. Basically pick whatever you like. It affects mostly dialogues as far as I know and understand this stuff. For background, nice stuff, it's a sage for canon history checks with intelligence and for our ability distribution. So we totally dump in our charisma. We got +2 to charisma checks from our proficiency from cleric, and we got +2 points in intelligence to get this +1 into arcana and history from our sage background, and most importantly we're focusing on strength, constitution and wisdom. Wisdom for our ability casting, our spells, so wisdom is our primary ability, constitution secondary ability, we will get more HP, we will survive more, and when we're surviving, our allies surviving. As a war cleric, we still the healer in the party, and a little bit of strength just for our weapons, for our damage and ability to hit our targets. So first spells on first levels. Cantrips, we're going with Sacred Flame, range cantrip, guidance, very cool stuff, and produce flame. Sometimes we just need this flame. And prepare spells. Again, we can't go wrong with this Guiding Bolt, our range attacking spell, inflict wounds, melee attacking spell, Healing Word, bonus action to heal your teammates, and Bless. Gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws. That's cool feature when you don't need this +2 armor and instead you want to have more successful attack rolls. So just like that, let's go into the game. And as always, we level up first 3 levels. So level 2 gets us additional spell slot, of course. Channel Divinity charges, which can be used for our actions, like Turn Undead. That's action for every cleric in the game, and you can basically turn undeads, and they will only run around you, they can't attack. And action Guided Strike, you gain +10 bonus to attack rolls. That's cool stuff if you need to hit some big guy. For our spells, I will stop every uneven level, because while we're getting +1 more prepared spell every level, they count as the same, and we're already picking our most important spells on every uneven level, like 1, 3, 5, etc. And I recommend to you to watch my videos with all magic, or basically just read what descriptions of spells and just think what you need in different situations. For example, when you're fighting big enemies that got high armor class, you need bonus to your attack rolls, that's where you get your Bless. But if you're fighting a lot of fiends, undeads, use protection from evil and good, just change the spells, because clerics know all spells that he have access to, but you need to prepare them in advance, and you can do it in inventory menu. I will show you just in a second, but first of all, as always, we're leveling up to level 3. This will unlock us these new spells from level 2, and basically our war cleric actually got everything he needs. So for war cleric, as additional spells, we can get Hold Person and Lesser Restoration. It's nice spells to hold person, basically, and you will inflict a lot of critical strikes to this person. That's one of the reasons why I picked this orc guy. And second stuff is Lesser Restoration, just in case you are deceased, poisoned, paralyzed or blinded, you can cure this creature. That's nice to have. That's like most common debuffs, and that's nice to get rid of them. After all, you're still cleric and you need to help your team. So most common way to start your day as War Cleric will be to get this Shield of Faith, just in case you need armor class and cast it on yourself. Or as War Cleric, there's another way, you can cast magic weapon on yourself. This will give +1 to attack rolls and damage rolls of your weapon, and that's what you want to have. This requires your concentration, so you can't use concentration spells when you're using this, but you actually can use these spells, but you will lose concentration on this stuff. But it's nice to have on you on the start of the day. So to change spells, you go to basically spell book, you go to inventory, spell book, and then you can destroy any spells you don't like and get new spells that you need. So we destroy this lesser restoration, we remove it, and we can get it back wherever you like, whatever you need in current situation. So with this magic weapon, you probably will hit a lot and you will have very high hit chance on your enemies. And as War Cleric, basically what you want and what you can do, you can attack 2 times in a turn using your War Priest extra attack charges. So you can attack your enemy, and if he's not dead, if he still survived, you can run to the next enemy. Sometimes you just don't have this distance to go to the next enemy, and that's when you're not using your bonus attack to attack one more time, you're using your spiritual weapon to summon some weapon on the battlefield, and this weapon will join your party and you can control it to inflict damage to enemies, and it will be force damage, least resistant damage in the whole game. Just in case your allies in trouble, you can use your bonus action instead for healing action, because you get this healing word. Don't forget it. Healing word is very nice. And if your enemies got resistance to your bludgeoning damage, for example from your mace, you can use inflict wounds from the melee range, you can use guiding bolt from the range, or just attack with your mace. That's our early game cleric. But there's one more cool feature, don't forget about it. Or more correctly say 2 features actually. So one of these features is this guided strike. It will be casted as a reaction and you can turn it off or turn it on, but at the base it turned on, so this one is ticked and this one is ticked too. So you will be always asked, do you want to use this stuff? And this will use your channel divinity charge, but you will be only asked for this stuff if you're missing your attack. That's like coolest part. So you can totally 100% go and miss your attacks, and one time you can add +10 to this roll, so +10 is a really big number to roll and you will probably hit your attack. So another cool feature that I was talking about is of course hold person staff, and as you can see we just haven't killed this dude, we inflict only 5 damage and we can use our bonus action to just basically kill this dude, that's it. Or we can use this action to heal ourselves or our ally. So hold person is cool spell when you're facing humanoids. Basically you cast it on these humanoids and they need to succeed saving throw. If they lost this saving throw, they will be holded. OMG, we just critical striked him. And if he hold it, you will always do critical strike. And if you play an orc like me, orc, war domain cleric, half orc, you will do 2 weapon rolls with 2d6 with this weapon, plus our strength modifier, plus 1 more from savage attacks, and that's really big crits. That's why it's nice spell to have on cleric. So let's level up. Level 4 we get additional cantrip, pick Thaumaturgy. It's nice to have advantage on intimidation checks in dialogues mostly. And we get our feat. Good pick will be this, to get this awesome ability to succeed more often with our casts. Then we go into level 5, and on level 5 our war cleric getting this class feature, which like every cleric gets, destroy undead. When you're turning undeads, you're inflicting radiant damage to them. Very nice cool feature. Next up we're getting our spells from our war domain, and it's Spirit Guardians and Crusader's Mantle. This is like 2 concentration spells, and that's why concentration is important on our cleric. And so Crusader's Mantle is pretty nice spell, you concentrate on it and your nearby allies will inflict 1d4 additional damage. So that's cool spell if your party is all standing nearby, because whole party will inflict basically 4d4 every round, and that's pretty nice increase in damage. And Spirit Guardians is basically one of my favorite and one of the strongest spells in Cleric arsenal, so we will definitely use them. As for our spells, I recommend sticking on some spells that not require you any concentration at all. You already get these all concentration spells that you need. So Mass Healing Word is nice to have if you need to heal more than one ally at a time. Revivify is just nice to have if your allies dies finally in the battle. So Lesser Restoration is okay, as always, you can use it. And another cool spell is Protection from Energy, for example, or Speak with the Dead. If you like to speak with the dead people, that's nice to have on you, but you can always prepare it outside of the battle. But in battle, Protection from Energy, sometimes you need this resistance to any type of damage that you want to have, or Glyph of Warding. Instead, you tune this any type of damage that you want. Then we're going to level 6. Level 6 gives us additional Divinity Charge that's big, so we can use this plus 10 2 times. And now, instead of doing this plus 10 to us, we can do this to our ally. And that's cool feature, because after all, you're kinda Cleric, you're not maxing your strength, your dex, and probably on level 6 your allies doing a lot more damage, and most of the time you want them to attack more than you. For level 7 we're getting our main and most used spell with this build, of course, Dash Ward, and additionally Guardian of Faith. Again, best Cleric spells, kinda every Cleric can have nice use of these spells. Level 8 gives us additional action, and this action inflict additional damage, which is slashing type. Not very cool feature actually, but still damage is damage. So you can inflict additional 1d8 damage once time per turn, so you can't use this stuff on your bonus action, on your bonus attack. Additionally, we get an additional feat, and we can go two ways. One way to go into Wisdom, straight into Wisdom. Second way is to get Wardcaster to gain advantage on saving throws to maintain concentration. So that's nice and very cool feat too. You can go instantly and pick it on level 8, just as nice. So level 5 gives us ability to get this awesome and cool spells, which is like Hold Monster and Flame Strike. Actually, our Cleric is the Cleric that don't need kinda anything. He already got this awesome build in place. So cool stuff that you can have is Contagion to inflict poison or any disease of our choice to enemy, I will show you in a second, and Great Restoration, it can be used too, but most important spells is already in our arsenal. Then we get into level 10 and we get additional class feature, which is Divine Intervention, which someone got, and it can be used only one time per game. So only one time in one game, you can't use it more. And that's cool feature, I will show you this in a second. For our cantrip, pick whatever you like, we don't care right now, and we are going to level 11, of course. On level 11 we get access to level 6 spells, and while for every other Cleric I recommend to go and pick just basically Hero's Feast and maybe Harm to inflict some damage, for War Domain Cleric I recommend to go into Planner Ally. That's like cool stuff, because he will do a lot of damage with you and he will help you in a fight. So we don't care about any other level 6 spells, because we got only one spell slot of level 6. And you can go two ways. One of the way is to basically stick with something like this. Second way is to go and get this Animate Dead. On the later levels, it's like small targets, but still it's like bodies that's running around the battlefield, and you can use this summon spell. So let's go and show you this beast in a battle. But first of all, don't forget, on level 12 we get an additional feat, and this our last feat, we're basically getting our wisdom to the max, to the 20, just like that. So what is this Divine Intervention? Basically you can use it to summon this 8d10 damage, you can use it to revive your ally and heal your party, or you can use it to get camp supplies. In my opinion, all of these features is pretty boring, and cool and fun part is to get legendary weapon. So you can basically for free get this legendary mace, which already have this +3 to hit chance. Pretty nice and cool and strong mace, so why not to use it? So as for battle, of course, spiritual weapon still nice, so we want to use it in this next fight. I will show you another way to fight. So Cleric got nice arsenal of disable spells, healing spells, and I guess you know how to use them. So let me show you the strategy how to use our Cleric in the fight. So before the fight, of course, it's a nice idea to have this magic weapon activated, but it requires concentration, and we will mostly concentrate on other spells like Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians will summon guardians around you, and while you keep your concentration, they will be basically roaming around you. You need to pick one of two types of damage, Necrotic or Radiant, so let's pick Necrotic just for fun. And you need to pick spell slot that you want to upcast it with. So I recommend to cast this spell with one of two ways. If you like planar ally, you can summon Deva, Cambion, or Genie. They is like very strong units. So basically, it's like Paladin. This like Paladin can even revive your teammates. He got this option to have revivify action. Genie is very strong mage, and Cambion is very strong like flying barbarian devil, so that's like cool allies that will aid you in the battle. But most of the time you actually want to use the Spirit Guardian upcasted to level 6, so we will upcast it to level 6 just like that, and they will just roam around you. This will last for 10 turns, so let's go into the battle. Of course, you use it in the start of the battle, not just outside of the combat like I showed you, like this. And basically all you want to do is to press dash, because you need a lot more movement speed, and round around to just inflict damage to your enemies. So we're pressing dash, and we're going to this dude, carefully, a little bit more. So he is dead. And now let's run to the next enemy. And that's all you want to do as Cleric. So you're running, and then you're healing your teammates with bonus action. Just like that, we're just starting. So here I got my combinations. We got these Spirit Guardians, and we can use this level 3 spell slot for Glyph of Warding, for example, to inflict some damage, or put enemies into sleep, or put them into cold, whatever you like. And we got this Revivify from level 3 spell slot. Sometimes we just need to revive our teammates. From level 4 we got combination of Dash Ward. If we cast it on ourselves in the start of the day, when we die, we actually revive, and we can revive ourselves and then get up. Cool combination with this stuff is actually this level 6 heal spell. So basically you can die, then you will be revived, and then you heal yourself with 70 heal points, so basically to the maximum. But then when you enter the fight, you cast your Spirit Guardians, you can go to the enemy, and basically now we can do still 2 attacks in 1 turn, just like that. But that's not it. So we got this combination as I told you, Guardian of Face. You can summon this big dude, and this dude will attack your enemies, but I will show you him just in a second. We got this Divine Strike War Master that will increase our damage with just basic strike. And we still got our spells. For example, Flame Strike is still useful, but it's level 5 spell. So for level 5, if you don't need the spells on level 5, I recommend to use the spell slots for upcasted Spirit Guardians to level 5 if you lose your concentration, or there's another way to do it. I got nice combination for level 5. For example, look, we got this big level 8 dude who got pretty low wisdom, 12, but still he can contest our Hold Monster magic. So this magic requires wisdom saving throw from our enemy, and it can't move, act, or do anything, and all attacks will be critical hits. So that's our plan, and that's our combination. So on first turn, we already came nearby, and we already did damage with the Spirit Guardian, so we're still doing damage. We use Contagion, and we're using it to inflict disadvantage on wisdom checks. So that's our first idea what we want to do, to inflict this disadvantage on wisdom checks. And if it's go and succeed on our enemy, and it's easy to do with Guided Strike, because we need 18, we rolled 12, and it's easy to do this. So now he's poisoned to stage 1, and each turn he needs to succeed saving throw, or the poisoning will worsen. So now he poisoned up to stage level 2, and every turn he receiving 6d8 damage from our upcasted Spirit Guardians. But right now, casting Hold Monster on him should be easier, because it will be harder skill check for him. He saved, that's good for him, but still, that was a nice try and nice combination, and if it succeeds, basically you're starting to hit him with just basically critical strikes. If you're playing half-orc, this critical strikes is insane, and whole party is critical striking him. And as you can see, poison is worsening, but here's the problem. When we're using this Hold Monster, it's concentration, so we need to recast our Spirit Guardian. So always make sure that you need this disable, but that's like our main combination. And then just in battle, use your Divine Strike War Master on your enemies, attack them, and you can attack again with bonus action as War Priest. That's basically what you're doing, and yeah, you can still use Divinity Charges to Guided Strike to inflict damage always, and yeah, you still can use it on second attack too. So what's for Guardian of Face? You basically cut the dude and he protects area and attacking your enemies every turn. He acts on his own, so you don't need to control him. It's like dude who patrolling and attacking enemies in one area. Just like that. He will die eventually because every attack he attacking himself too, and he protecting, as you can see, when enemy attacks us, he attacks his enemies. That's why it's like protection aura mostly. And yeah, place some traps, use Glyph of Warding to place some traps. And basically you can zone control, as this mage always use healing ward, mass healing ward to heal you and your teammates. And he's stepping into the trap. He saved, not slipped, but still our guardian inflicting some damage. He attacks us, and we definitely can run around and inflict a lot of damage to our enemies, because we can attack one and second time in a turn. And basically that's my pretty versatile War Cleric build. I hope you liked it, enjoyed it, and you will have a lot of fun playing it in Baldur's Gate 3. Watch other cool videos on the skin right now, and see you in the next videos.